Fujita grew up in Kyoto, Japan. He was born in 1976. He grew up as a boy with a dream, not only to become a famous musician, but also he wanted to come to America. As a boy, some of the artists that influenced him were B.B. King, Jimi Hendrix, and Ray Charles. He was inspired by the styles of blues and funk music.
He grew up wanting to express himself through his music. It had always been his life dream to come to America and play. He started playing guitar when he was 13. Although his hometown, Kyoto, is home to some of the best academic centers in Japan, he wanted the best. And to him, the best education he would receive was in America. He researched and figured out that Berklee School of Music was the best program for what he wanted. At a young age, he had his dream, and he would find a way to make it.
The time that Tomo decided to leave Japan was actually during Japan's economic boom. It was in this time period that Japan's economy became the second largest next to the United States. There were 26 large industrialist companies in the world, and 4 of them were Japanese. Tomo, whose life was comfortable back at home, had no dire need to come to America.
I come here to study music.
Unchain my heart.
Family life was peaceful, and he had much enthusiasm and support from his parents to study at the best school that music had to offer. Music was his joy and life goal, and his only reason for leaving Japan. Tomo even admits that if it were not for music, he wouldn't have left home.
But you let my love go away, so unchain my heart, oh please.
Music wasn't in your life. Do you think you still would have come to America?
No,
or was
I don't
it just
think.
music? No.
Just music, probably music that I love and music that I love,
Tomo came to America in 1987. He was 21 years old. In order to come to America, he had to get a student visa. At the time, this wasn't a difficult task. School provided him with this in order to attend Berklee College of Music. Tomo had a very easy time getting into America, as do many immigrants, and he had an easy time coming to school. His assimilation with the culture, however, was a bit more of a challenge.
Did you know anyone when you got to America?
Yes, I have a friend from Japan, already.
Okay.
He went to Berkeley, so yeah.
Did you live with him?
No, not with him, but he introduced me other friends, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Tomo had very few friends when he first arrived in America. When he arrived, he met up with one friend he had from Japan who introduced him to others. He arrived as a student at the Berklee College of Music. He had learned English back home, but he knew very little. The one factor that changed Tomo's life when he came to America was his music. If it were not for Berklee and his studies with guitar, Tomo would have found it very hard to assimilate into American culture. When he came, he had nothing but his music. His family was back home in Kyoto, and he was in America, with the hope of becoming an influential musician. Tomo's first band he created in America was called Honest Ed's Used Blues Band.
Were you planning on going back to Japan after you came here to study music, or were you planning on staying here?
I'll be honest with you, first day when I came here, I thought this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never felt any difference.
Even though your family was there, you weren't
Right.
concerned about.
Well, no, not so much, and now of course they are all getting old, so
Yeah.
some concern, but I mean they first I came to United States and airport and wow, this is great, and after
Yeah.
that I never felt I want to go back.
Part of Tomo's assimilation was made easier when he met his wife, Beth. They met one night at a reggae jazz club. Tomo was playing his music. Beth had been introduced to him by a friend after expressing her love for the guitar. They began as friends, but they continued to grow closer and eventually made the decision to elope 6 months after meeting. Eventually, after Tomo proposed, the two were called into customs for questioning. The government was suspicious that the marriage was fake and that Beth was just helping Tomo stay in the country.
In 1993, Tomo not only had his first child, Nathaniel, but he also became a faculty member at Berklee, where he once studied. He has changed the way many students look at music. He doesn't just teach his students how to read music and play, but he also teaches his students how to bring emotion and feelings to what they play. He believes that music is about feeling, and that is what he always teaches.
The language stuff and the different cultural stuff, was that, did that affect your teaching?
No.
No, because music is like the language.
Yeah, music is language, but also I started to teach at the Berklee.
Uh-huh.
It's '93, so I had enough experience, you know.
Okay.
So to teach in English or anybody, it wasn't really the problem.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Just when I was students, definitely I had a tough time to understand English, right? Yeah.
Tomo used this technique of incorporating emotion when he taught famous guitarists Eric Krasny and John Mayer. A lot of Tomo's style and technique is reflected in John Mayer's music.
I am driving up 85.
Tomo continues to make albums and play music today. He has worked with artists ranging from Sting to Student Tedeschi. He has played at Fenway Park and performed guitar in the background of the musical Rent. Tomo has been featured in Japanese magazines Jazz Life and Jazz Guitar. A final accomplishment of Tomo's is the book he recently completed. The book is in Japanese, and through it he teaches his signature funk-style music.
Tomo continues to care for his 3 kids and wife today. He also makes his annual performances in Japan. I guess you could say that Tomo has accomplished his dream and continues to live it every day.
I mean, I think many moments, but being as a musician, I think, I don't know when it was first time, but play blues or funk or any kind of music, and it's just I mean, doesn't matter what you speak, but just musical language that we really exchange it, and we had a great conversation. That was good.